about Umar Johnson. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Information Man Show. Let's get into this right now. I know you've been hopefully waiting for me to broadcast this. I want to give a shout out to the one and only Black Anonymous who sent me a very important email today. I think he sent it off to Honors as well, but he sent it to me. Black Anonymous sent this email to me, and I said, hey, I got to talk about this. I got to share this information through these YouTube streets, because this is another example of how indicative Umar Johnson is and how unprofessional he is and how he doesn't have his shit together. Now, he's going to say some few things. We're going to go over the video that he put out. I am also going to critique just a small portion of what he had to say about his daughter when he was in Africa, which shows you that he is not a man that you should count on to teach your kids about education, about whatever this world has to offer. Umar Johnson is not the right man to be teaching, to be dealing with youth when he doesn't even deal with his own affairs, with his own child. While he's way over in Africa and his child's going through some things, some mental health issues, and he's way over to Africa. What kind of man, as Honors always says, what kind of man would do something like that when you have a child who is actually crying out for you, which is why she's been, as you would say, crashing out on social media. So let's get into this today. Let's go over the video. Also, I want to go over a small portion of the video in which he was calling out Mrs. Stacks. I think Anonymous, you sent me, Black Anonymous sent me an email. Let me just read this real quick. From Black Anonymous as we get ready to go down this whole situation. What was the email? Now, Black Anonymous said that they hoped that I would go over this today. And I plan, but there's an email where he's obviously going after Honor by calling him a bussy reb or pastor, whatever the hell. He's going after Miss the woman that came on his show and basically, I'm trying to find it, everybody, excuse me, who basically exposed Umar Johnson's little behaviors, big behaviors, should I say. I think he's lying, everybody. Personally, you let me know. I put out a vote there. I'm trying to find the information. So he said, this is what Black Anonymous said to me. Sorry for the delay. I just want to make sure I get this correct. Black Anonymous said to me, I was hoping you would make a video. Thank you. Did you notice how he was trying to blame Honor and Mrs. Stacks? How sad. It is sad that he is somehow trying to blame other people for the fact that his banking account, according to Umar Johnson, that his banking account got hacked, meaning his personal account, and then somehow FDMG's account, which is the money that black people have donated to him for God knows how long, that somehow got hacked. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how could two accounts get hacked in the same day at the same time? And I'm thinking to myself, is Umar Johnson just spitting a bunch of cap to us, everybody? You vote. I put these stats line out there. You vote on this today. Look in the chat room and you'll see where I'm saying, do you believe him? Yes or no? Or is this just cap? My question is, all in the same day, not one account, but two accounts get hacked. He sits up there on his video and tells you and me that he had some friend that was in need of money and that he tried to help his friend by giving him some money. And then when he went into his bank account, he noticed that he couldn't get into it. Something was wrong. So he calls the bank. And Umar Johnson makes this claim on video that the bank claimed that they didn't even know who Umar Johnson was. Doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you? What's going on, D-Dub? What's going on, my brother Dub? Peace to you, brother. You've been supporting the channel. I appreciate you coming over. I'm going to read what you had to say here. You said, what's up, information man? Just thought, but I could be possibly that Umar and his daughter is working together behind the scenes to get money for clicks. I just don't trust them. Something's fishy here. Now, anything is possible. I'm not going to sit up here and say that what you're saying couldn't be true. But at the same time, Umar Johnson does not have proper relationships with his kids. Now, Honors has laid that out. Now, could Umar Johnson be orchestrating all this stuff behind the scenes to manipulate us? Could be, but I would say to you, my brother, that why is because Umar Johnson is so narcissistic. I'm wondering, narcissistic people don't tend to get other people, either their family or people that they know, to get on social media and make them look bad. Narcissistic individuals never like looking bad, and they don't want anything that could make them look suspect. So I would caution and say, what would be the other than him getting money, but wouldn't it hurt Umar to have his daughter do that? Wouldn't it hurt him? Because you got more people pulling away from Umar than ever before. Umar is not getting the audience that he used to get, right? His seats, when he goes out and speak, the audience are getting smaller and smaller and less and less. On occasions, okay? On occasions, his audience is starting to shrink, meaning it's not what it was when he was coming off of the Hidden Colors with Tariq Nasheed, and that gave him a lot of buzz around these conscious streets, black conscious streets, and around the YouTube streets, gave him a lot of buzz, which turned out to work in his favor for donations. But now everything has gone against Umar because more and more shit is happening. I'm going to say to you all, how does two accounts both get hacked in the same day? And then he tells you and me, and I'm going to play the video. I'm just giving you guys a preview. He tells everybody that when he contacted the bank, and we're going to go over the problems with him and his daughter, the beef and everything that's been going on there. Who knows what's going on? This is her when she was a baby. Umar said that she's lying, that she's just looking for publicity for herself. She's using his name to get her own social media hype, that he has been there since day one she was born. He says that she's not very truthful. This is what Umar is saying about his own child. Okay? Now, is that true, false? I don't know. We need the proof of that. Okay? But we're going to go over some things here today about Umar Johnson as it relates to this issue. When I heard Umar Johnson say that both the FDMG accounts got hacked, and that his personal account got hacked, and that the bank notified him that someone was trying to get into his account. But what doesn't make sense to me, because there's always the truth in there and then the lie, is that 1 minute Umar in the video says that the bank didn't even know who he is, said he didn't have an account, and that he claimed that he had an account at this bank ever since he was a kid. So the question is, even if, and I've been through this before, where someone tried to hack one of my accounts, and even if your account gets hacked, the bank will have a record of who you are. They will know your name because they will have a record of who you are in their computer system. And they would have and if you have a bank, they would have a paper trail. Now, we know everything's electronic, but they would have a paper trail of who you are. They would have receipts, checks, and various transactions that you've engaged in. So the first thing I was thinking is, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, Umar Johnson was co-mingling the money together. And the reason why I think that the money was co-mingled, if he was hacked, if both were hacked, is because we know that come on, let's stop playing. We know that Umar may be possibly using some of this money that he's been getting over the years for his own personal pleasure. We know he likes women. We know he likes to flirt around with women all over the world, particularly black women and what have you. We know this is a man that talks about you must only marry and be with a black woman. You can't be with women that are blonde or snow bunnies. We know he's very obsessed with the snow bunny stuff. He doesn't like to see brothers with white girls or anybody of another race. We got Debo. We got my man D Dub saying, gave me a $5 super chat, which I appreciate.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Thank you for the super chat.
He says this, facts, brother. I think his audience is leaving because people are learning more towards FBA and Pan-Africanism, but I agree with you. He's cooked as respect. Yeah, he is cooked. So I don't know if Umar has already been getting a lot of bad press on these social media streets. I don't think he needs more bad press that's being created by those that he's putting up to stuff. I think what's happening is that Honors has had a few people, 3 people on his show. He had Umar's nephew, I believe nephew or cousin or nephew, I believe his nephew. You had Mrs. Stacks, who said that she took care of Umar's mother for a short time, and then he gets into a sexual relationship with her. What the hell is that all about? Then we had another a beautiful sister. I can't think of her name off the hand right now, but you all seen the video where she was interviewed by Honors. She makes films, she makes movie productions. And she talked about how Umar would not sign the contract, that he was doing everything he could to get out of signing the contract with her so that he could manipulate and get control of the film to make money off of it on the side by saying, hey, she's using my image and likeness and I didn't sign no contract. He was playing games with that woman. And she said that she looks at Umar Johnson as an economic arsonist in the black conscious community. And he's been doing this for years. So Umar Johnson, let's say he did get hacked, but it's hard for me to believe it because this man lies. And I wonder, because he knows that this school scam that he's been running is running out, everybody. The school scam that he's been running for quite some time. This is how the campus would have looked. There was a brother who did a rendition of what the school could look like, wanted to work with Umar by coming up with this model of what the school could look like, and Umar ignored him, never got back to the brother, act like he was down to this was the design of what the school could look like. This looks like a real school here. Although it's a computerized model, this is nowhere of what FDMG, or not even an FDMG. There is no faculty. There are no staff. There's no nothing. Umar hasn't hired anybody. On this video I'm going to show you today, he's sitting up here talking about he needs money so he can now start putting down flooring and tile. The man's had the buildings for what, 5, almost close to 6 years now, and he's just now talking about putting down tile. This is what it could have looked like if he was truly serious about opening up something. But Umar is not serious, everybody. He's been running game. So I think personally that he could be making up this story about the FDMG money being hacked, and that his personal account was hacked, and that now the bank has froze his account. And after they have froze his account, this man is once again dry begging people to give him money. And then he throws his mother's situation into it, saying, well, I got to take care of my mama. And then has the nerve to accuse Honor and Ms. Stacks and many other people that have come forward that they're the ones plotting against him, that every since people are speaked out against him, all of a sudden he's got these bank account problems where they have froze his account. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't believe that there's 2 accounts. I believe that Umar Johnson, this is just my opinion. You tell me if I'm wrong or right by putting 7s in the chat room if you agree with me. I believe that Umar Johnson has been co-mingling the money. You know why I can say that? Because he doesn't show you any books. He doesn't show you any books. He doesn't show you any true bank statements that say, hey, this is the FDMG account. This is your donations. This is a separate account. This is a business account, separate from my personal account. When has he shown that? And in this video that I'm going to show you, Umar Johnson says that the bank, see, he got a story. The bank somehow sent him a letter. Wait a minute, Umar, first you said you called the bank and the bank told you that someone was trying to get into your account and get the money. Then you say they said they didn't even know who the hell you were, but you've been banking there since you was a kid. And then in that video, everybody, he turns around and he says, none of this shit makes sense. Then he says, oh, they sent me a letter. What do you mean they sent you a letter? Did they send you the letter first? Or did you not find out about it until you called them up, Umar? I'm saying, y'all, I believe that Umar Johnson has co-mingled the money because he's living off the money. And the reason why I can say this boldly, because he has shown no receipts. He has shown no ledgers. He has shown no bank statements. He has shown no receipts that prove that he has a separate account, a business account for FDMG, separate from his own personal account. So when he goes out there and he says to you, both accounts were broken into, he's lying, in my opinion. I think, let's say his account did get broken into and he had the FDMG money commingled in there. That's why Umar doesn't show you books. He doesn't have ledgers. He's not doing anything professional. You can't believe what he says. And let's say it's true. Let's say it's just true that his account got hacked. But isn't it interesting how the minute he tells you his account got hacked, he's now dry begging for money because Umar Johnson needs money. Just like Honor said, the man is living out there homeless. He makes his money off of speaking and going on podcasts. And that means that the money must be drying up. And that FDMG money could be drying up as well. And so now he's using this situation to get money out of you. And now he's going to turn around and say, because what's to keep Umar Johnson from saying a lot of the FDMG money was hacked out of my account? We don't have that much money, family. And then he can start this whole scam again, asking for more money based on the premise that money was taken out. So he can come back and tell everybody, oh, my bank account is fixed, or I got a new account, but family, they took some of the FDMG money. This is a way for Umar to get out of responsibility for the bullshit that he's been doing all these years. Are you with me, everybody? Are you with me? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Put sevens in the chat room. I'm going to get ready to go to the video. Let me read this. These are the consequences of his refusal to maintain a specific public image and operate his personal life with discretion. He has not and will not learn. You're absolutely right. Spaders 93, you're right. Let me give you a clap. Thank you for the super chat.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel. Thank you for the super chat.
I want to say thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Everybody coming through. You guys are with me. We've got DD in the house, Jimmy Davis in the house, Smith is in the house, Miss Independent is in the house. Everybody's coming in the house. Let's get to what you've been waiting for. Enough of my intro and diatribe here. Y'all get where I'm coming from. But let me do one more thing. Just one more thing. I just want to remind y'all about one more thing. How has Umar Johnson been able to do this? We know that his main audience is black women, and that with his orator skills and his cadence, black women have been turned on and captivated by Umar Johnson, right? But guess who's woken up? Black men, we're not captivated by his shit no more. We already know his shit is nothing but cap. We know that he's a con man. That's why you see black men who don't go to the church, because we see the same con game by the pastors in the church. Okay? And Umar is no different. Okay? Umar has disappointed black women. Like you see this black woman here where he's used them for sex as sex toys, and then he discards them with disrespect. Right? And he's been able to do this by pushing all this black power. Black power, black power. We're going to go back to Africa. We're going to go back to Africa. Black power. This is Big Papa. This is big RGB. This is red, black, and green. And then while he does that, he collects money, everybody. He's collecting money. And now he wants to sit up here and tell you that the money's been hacked into. So I need y'all to give me some money so I can be able to take care of my mama and take care of myself. I don't have no money in my pocket. That's what Umar Johnson just said in the video I'm going to show you while sitting in a damn rent-a-car just like this. In a damn rent-a-car. No office, no professional office, no home of his own. Okay? And we know he likes to hang out in hotels, has no professional office like this. All right. FDMG could have been a real school that could look like this. But you notice one thing we never see up there is you never see nobody in a hard hat. There are nobody up there. I've said this before many times. There are no hard hats. There's no dry plaster being put up. Flooring should have been put in a long time ago. Electrician. And this is what he also did, everybody. He said that he needs you to donate because he said that the internet and the electricity at the abandoned dumps that he won't be able to pay to keep the lights on when shit, half of the damn lights in there are not even on. So what is he talking about? So that's what you're going to hear him say today. Oh, I need some money so we can keep the internet. Internet, I've never heard Umar talk about having internet at FDMG. Have any of y'all in the chat room put it in there if you have? I never had heard of him talking about internet. So now he's making up stuff. I need money for internet and we need money to keep the electricity on. And we already know he only got electricity running in certain parts of that abandoned buildings. This whole thing is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. We know that he spends time again talking about the snow bunny. Black men stay away from snow bunnies. But at the same time, we know that Umar is not devoted to any woman. He is not in a committed relationship like you see this lovely couple right here. But we do know that Umar likes strippers with blonde hair. He likes the booty. He likes the nightlife like you see this right here. It's ridiculous, y'all. It's enough to make you scratch your ears and shit like that. Okay? All right. So everybody, let's go up here and examine Umar Johnson. This is when Umar Johnson, probably before he started losing his sanity right here. But let's go right over here and let you see the first video. This stuff is crazy. Here it is, everybody. I've given you a summary. Let you hear it for yourself now. Check it out. This is crazy.
St. Louis, Kansas City Africans, it's your big brother King Kong. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I'm only going to keep you a few minutes. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account.
I want to stop it right there. I'm going to continue playing. Don't worry, everybody. I just want you to, we're going to dissect this. Right there, he says that the bank had no record of his account. That's bullshit. Plenty of people have had their accounts hacked. And when you go in, I had to go through it myself. I had my account hacked one time, went into the bank. All you got to do is show them your ID card with your bank card, and they will be able to determine who you are and that you did have an account. Umar, I think this is cap right here. Has anybody in the chat room experienced what I'm talking about? That even if you call them up and they tell you something happened to your account, you can go into the bank and they can determine who you are. He's saying that they're saying that he's never had an account. That's not true. Even over the phone, they can determine who you are, even if your account has been hacked. What do y'all think about that? Let's continue.
So then I called the bank, and the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account.
Wait a minute, damn it. Look, y'all. Look. Let's just stop it right here. Umar just told you that when he called the bank, they said they had no record of him even having an account at the bank. Then he turned around and said he's been banking there since he was a kid. But then they turned around and told him that two of his personal account and the FDMG account were hacked. If they had no records of Umar having an account, how do they all of a sudden determine this? I mean, using his logic, this is where, if that's what they truly said to him, which I don't believe, then on the other hand, they would have never said, oh, we got two of your accounts that look like your accounts are being hacked. So we had to freeze your account, Dr. Umar Johnson. We had to freeze your account. Like I said to you all, even if your account gets hacked, the bank that you bank at, they can determine that it is your account when you give them the right information. They can determine that. But Umar just jumped from telling you all that they said they had no record of him ever existing in their bank. And then he turns around and says that they were able to identify two accounts that were his, and that those accounts that he said out of his own mouth that they had to freeze his accounts, that they said that to him. Do you guys see the inconsistencies there, or am I just crazy? Tell me something in the chat room. Put sevens if what I'm saying to you, I'm trying to figure this out too, makes any sense. Let's go.
I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part?
What's up, Antoine? Thank you for the super chat, brother. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Let me give you a clap for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the super chat.
He says Umar accounts are probably frozen by either the FBA or the FCC. Ladies and gentlemen, your tax dollars at work. Woo. Then we got one box says he's a sociopath. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Didn't Umar Johnson, everybody I know I'm not crazy here. Didn't Umar Johnson just tell us that the bank said they didn't know who the hell he was, that he didn't exist? But then he flipped it and said that, oh, they told me that both of my accounts were frozen, that there's someone's trying to break into them. Which is it, Umar? Either they said you didn't never have an account or they did not. And this is why I know it's cap and I know it's a lie, because most banks will be able to identify who you are and that it's your account when you give them the proper information that they need, either in the bank or over the phone. But this is where Umar's story starts to break down. Let's continue.
I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account.
Boom. I believe that he's saying this because this is his way out because he's got a lot of people, everybody, that believe that Umar is a fraud, right? Don't worry, we're going to be right back to this. A lot of people believe that Umar is a fraud, that people are always asking him, where's the money? When is the school? How much have you collected? So an easy way for Umar to get out of being asked those questions, everybody, very logically, in this scam, in my opinion, is to now conjure up this story about his account being broken into and now frozen. And when his account is frozen, then he begins begging everybody for money and talking about how he's getting ready to put the floors down and that the school is going to be opening very soon and that he needs money to help his mama and that he needs money to keep the electrician going in the so-called abandoned buildings and internet. This is where it comes off suspicious. It comes off as another one of his long cons, as Honors always says. Let's continue.
I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account in an FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up.
You see what he's doing? He's saying to you, let's give it to the end of the month, because now he wants you to send him money. So now from this month, from July going into August, you're going to see Umar Johnson use this situation, whether it be a lie on his part or something's going on, but he's going to use this to milk money out of black people by continuing to repeat to you that the FDMG money has been stolen from someone hacking, that his personal money has been stolen, right? Because when this fool probably has commingled the money and has probably commingled the money for years, and we don't even know it because Umar doesn't show you no receipts on nothing. He's going to use this situation to milk as much money out of black people and push the agenda that, hey, I can't finish the school because they broke into the account, brothers and sisters, and they took some money out of there. So we're now in a setback. And because of that setback, I'm going to need you, brothers and sisters, to come out of your pocket some more so that we can get this FDMG situation off the ground. This is the long con. What do you think? Everybody, tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Alan is saying the IRS got him. You might be right. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Balls of Steel, thank you for being here. Chief Red Hair Brown Eye, thank you for being here. All of you that are over here, thank you. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, because you know how YouTube suppresses black content creators. Share this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not. This is how we do it over here on the Information Man Show. I talk about a lot of other different topics. Don't miss a video that I'm going to put out about Malcolm Jamal Warner. Okay, the brother has passed away. May he rest in power. But I have a very powerful video that I want to show you of him from when he had a podcast, some of his last words from his podcast that we definitely need to take heed to. But let's get back into this Umar mess, shall we? Let's continue.
They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude.
Boom. You see how he manipulates? So Umar tells you that they have not given him any timeline when the investigation would conclude. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of y'all in the chat room, looks like we in a classroom here, raise your hands, put sevens. How many of y'all have gone through a situation like this? I have. Guess what? They can tell you to a certain degree how long it will take for your account to be back up and running. They can pretty much tell you it's going to take some few business weeks in some cases. It depends on how severe the breach is. Now, he's claiming that it's 2 accounts, so now he can use that to his advantage by telling you, I don't know when this account's going to be back up and running. You know what? You know how he can manipulate that for the long con? He can continue dry begging for money from black people, and he can continue telling you, Hey, the account is not up and running no more. Hey, I haven't gotten my money back. Because usually, and I've been through this, usually when you've had money stolen out of your account, once the bank determines through their investigation that it was breached that way, they will give you your money back. Remember, our money is secured by FDIC or whatever it's called, right? I've been through this where I've had money missing and they give it back to me. Now, it does take a little bit of time, but they will replenish the money back. Watch Umar continue to beg black people for money for God knows how long, and he will continue to milk this situation and tell you, brothers and sisters, I still haven't gotten the money back in the account. We still are under in the budgeting for the school. He's going to use all of this to get extra money out of y'all as another way to continue this con. And he's using this to gain sympathy by now talking about, oh, I'm my mother's only caregiver. Yet he hired a woman who was not a caregiver, did not have any training as a nurse, and now he's hating on her because she's now exposed him. Let's get back to this.
They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up. They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th. I was told that the timeline for suspicious activity was between June 25th, that's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is.
He's talking about the woman that exposed him. What Umar Johnson is doing here is now he's trying to implicate the Mrs. Stacks, who was talking to Honor, and he's also trying to implicate Honor as well. He's trying to say that they are the ones that breached his accounts, saying that this all happened because they called you out. You see the effery here of this man?
July 25th, that's when Medea went public. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. So y'all know my
I want to stop it right there. What's going on with Umar, everybody? And I got some more for you, don't worry. What's going on with Umar, everybody, is that Umar wants to be a victim. So when you had people that were on Honor's program, such as the woman that was taking care of his mother, Mrs. Stacks, who, if I'm saying her name correctly, if I'm not, no disrespect. The woman that was taking care of his mother, who was not a licensed nurse, she was not a licensed care professional. He simply wanted to get in her drawers. How do you, and I'm going to repeat what the nephew said on Honor's channel, because he even said this. How do you go from supposed to be taking care of your mother? How do you go from hiring someone to take care of your mother to having relations with him? And he also mentioned, like, how did she herself go from being someone to take care of to having relations? I think the whole thing is foul. Your job is to take care of his mother. Your job shouldn't be to hit skins with the man. Now, that's just my opinion about it. I'm sorry, I got to keep it real. Okay? But then at the same time, it's not Umar's job to now hit skins or have sex with the woman that he was primarily hiring to take care of his mother. So in that case, Umar was completely wrong, because why would you commingle relationships when the relationship should be centered around your mother being taken care of? See, Umar is cheap. Umar didn't want to spend any money to get a real professional to take care of his mother. He simply wanted to get a woman in there that he can have his way with whenever he pleased and came there to see his mother. And he's mad because that woman expressed and exposed all of his sexual kinks and perversions that he's into. And you can see by the way he went off on her on his video that it must be true what she said, because he got very emotional about it. Now he's trying to blame the woman that he was messing around with, that he showed no restraint as a man. Now he wants to blame her and honor because he interviewed her and say that because of her, they're both are the ones that hacked into the two accounts. I call cap and I call bullshit on it, and I call it strongly, okay?
Tell the truth.
He's full of it, y'all. Full of it. Here go the next video where he continues to go in. Listen. Check it out.
I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested, because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense.
Now, everybody, why is Umar Johnson doing this? He's trying to reflect away from the fact that he's the one who got caught and exposed by a woman that he had relations with. He's angry that he got exposed by her, and he's been getting exposed. So he's reflecting and projecting away from his responsibility. This man never wants to be responsible for the things that he does. So now he has to blame getting the accounts being hacked, according to him, based on the people who spoke out against him, who he's telling you and me, hey, they're lying. She's lying. I was only with her a few times for 3 hours, and her private areas didn't smell right, and I would never do this and that. He's lying to you. This is another way to get his followers to be on board with him by saying, yeah, they hacked him. It's not a coincidence because they called him out. He's trying to create a distraction, y'all. The distraction away from the fact that he's the one who's irresponsible. He's the one that has ratchet behavior, is an undisciplined man, unprofessional, should not be anywhere. I'm going to say this again. A man that should not be anywhere near, to this date, nowhere near kids. He should be nowhere near black kids, should not be teaching black kids. He's unqualified because by his behavior on social media, why would anybody pair him up with their child? A man who does not even take care his own children. A man that's not even there for his daughters. He's got one daughter that's been begging for his attention, which is why she's been behaving. See, I work in mental health. Yeah, she might be trying to get attention, but that's what people do. People will cry out for help by doing things on social media, by doing things to cry out. Children and young people will do rebellious behaviors. Umar doesn't like the fact that, once again, that his daughter is making him look bad. He doesn't really care about her welfare. He cares more about his public image and how she's making him look. Because if he really cared about his child, he would not have gone to Africa or any damn place when he found out that she had a mental health breakdown and that she was in crisis. And he should have kept his ass here in the States to be there to help his child. Y'all know I'm telling the truth.
Tell the truth.
Put sevens in the chat room if I'm cooking with grease. Any man that really cares about his kids and want to have a relationship with his child, when he hears that his child is in the hospital, that his child is in a crisis bed, a mental crisis, his child is becoming SI. SI is the word for someone who doesn't want to live. I got to be careful because YouTube doesn't like you to use the other word. But in my profession, we use the word SI. Someone who doesn't want to be alive anymore, which is what his daughter has been going through. This fool gets on a plane and flies over to other countries so that he can rub up on women internationally like this. But tells you in a video that I love my daughter. You love your daughter. You say it 3 to 4 times, but your ass is in Africa while she's in a crisis bed in a mental health facility. What type of man? Huh? What type of man?
Tell the truth.
Let's continue.
Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity. That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa.
What does a woman have to do with coming out and exposing this man? Tell me, somebody in the chat room. He's trying to put two and two together and say, oh, she did it. Now, while he's making this allegation, everybody, you know that Honor and this young lady, Miss Stacks, you know that they could do a countersuit against Umar for defamation of their character if it's found that what he's saying is not true. You see, they could go after him by making these, but that's why he's speaking in code. He's calling her Adia. He's speaking in code so that they can't say, oh, because in court, they're going to say, did he say her name? Right. And he can say, oh, Adia could be anybody. See, so it shows you how cunning Umar Johnson is with the way he runs these dry games that he runs, the cons that he runs, everybody. It's really a damn shame. What do y'all think? This man has no character whatsoever. Let's continue.
Between the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved. If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal. Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG.
As you can see, Umar Johnson is trying to figure out a way to use this situation to pull money out of you again. Everybody in the chat room knows it. Everybody in the chat room. Dr. Fumar, too busy showing his right. Shango, right. Brother Tad, the facts is Umar could get away with being a womanizer if he were just better at it. Interesting. Dee says, Jonathan Kidd, I was looking at that too. What are you guys looking at? Jonathan Kidd, peace and respect to you, brother, for coming over. He's crafty. Yes, he is, Joshua. He is very crafty, brother. Southern nappiness says, yes, it's defamation. Right. So Honors and this young lady who he interviewed, they could actually fire their own if they could prove that he's talking about them, because this is why he uses these words. You notice he calls his daughter. What does he say about his daughter? He calls her Smurf. That's his way of protecting himself from defamation, from being countersued. That's why he's speaking in code like that. That's why, because he does not want people to be able to say, hey, you were directly talking about me. He's very clever guy.
Academy, if you want to make a donation to the school, hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account. If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense.
So Umar has already jumped out the window and has made a damning accusation against Honor and Miss Stacks. Shout out to Black Anonymous that sent me this video by way of email. I'm sure Honor going to talk about this week. I'm sure he going to get into this just like me. But I'm telling you that Umar does not have character. He is not a man. One, he doesn't even take care of his own kids, as we already know. He is now using this situation as a way to blame people who have exposed him. He is now using this situation, it looks to me, allegedly, that he's going to use this situation to try to milk more money out of black people by leaning on the fact that the FDMG accounts have been breached. And now saying that his personal account has been breached. So therefore, he doesn't have money to feed himself and feed his mother and take care of her all of a sudden. If I'm not mistaken, Umar Johnson, tell me if I'm wrong or right, everybody. Umar Johnson he's the power of attorney. He's making the decisions. I bet you his mother gets an SSI check or some type of disability check. And now he wants it, and you know damn well that Umar is probably, I'm alleging, Umar is probably benefiting from some of that. Or maybe, of course, he's living there whenever he wants to go there and sit in a closet and do live streams and lie to people all the time. Now he's telling you he won't have money to keep the lights on at those abandoned buildings and that he won't have money to keep the internet on. Why would you have internet there when you have no students, no computers, no faculty? And you only have certain parts of that building that's got some juice in it, Umar. Doesn't make any sense. Let's get back to this.
I was told they could be arrested for federal offense. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now.
Oh, see, here we go.
My personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency.
So Umar is telling you he's got no digital currency. What about cash, Umar? Do you keep any cash? I mean, we all should stash a little bit of cash somewhere for these type of emergencies. But this shows you that Umar is not a responsible man. So now he's dry begging about how he has no cash. Well, no, how he has no digital currency. Wait a minute, Umar. You told everybody if they want you on their podcast, they got to give you 500 big ones. So you didn't take any of that money and stash a little cash away for emergencies like this? That shows you that he's not a responsible man. We all should consider taking a little cash that we can stash away for emergencies. Right? Am I right? Am I right or wrong, everybody? You tell me. We got user 225 $1.99 super chat who says he milks black people, milks his prostate. My God. You're right. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for that super chat, and you're absolutely right. Let's get back at this.
So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money.
He just missed. Did you hear what he said? Didn't he just tell us that his bank account was frozen? That the bank told him that his bank account was frozen? And now he just said, can y'all spare a little bit of money for me and my mama? Until my bank account is frozen? Which is it, Umar? Did they freeze your account or did they not freeze your account? Everybody, I know I'm not crazy. Put sevens in the chat room. If didn't Umar Johnson tell you and me that the bank first said that they didn't know who the hell he was, and that was the first red flag right there to me, because I've been through this before. Then he turned around and said that they told him that, oh, both your accounts have been, someone's been trying to go into your accounts. And so looks like someone's trying to hack you, Johnson. And so he told us not too long ago that the bank froze his accounts. Now he said right then and there, can y'all give me some money until they freeze my accounts? It doesn't make sense. Am I crazy, Antonio? Antonio, am I crazy? $5 super chat. Thank you. Umar's PayPal account will be shut down this weekend. Don't be surprised. Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Wait a minute. Everybody, let me play this back. Here we go.
Spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled.
He just told us that oh my God. Do I have to play back the first video? Umar Johnson just told us that the bank froze his account because he had fraudulent activity going on. Now he says, can you give me some money for me and my mama? Until the bank either cancels my account or the bank freezes my account. But he said that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the Information Man Show. And we're going to break it down here. And let's go back to the first video that I showed you. I'm going to go back to that. I'm going to leave that right where it is. Here comes the other video so that you can see that what I'm saying is the truth. Let's go over here. Here we go.
Called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. They had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen.
Both. He just said right there that his account has been frozen. You see? See, when you lying, folks, you make up lies and then you start forgetting your lies. He just said right there that his account had been frozen. Let's hear some more.
Bank accounts have been frozen.
Bank accounts
Both
have been
bank accounts have been frozen.
He said both bank accounts have been frozen. You just heard it out of his own mouth.
And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part?
And they said no. See, he has to cover himself, everybody. Now, let's go back to the other video. You just heard everybody, it should be nothing but sevens in the chat room. Get the algorithms running. Y'all best to share this damn video. Y'all best to put sevens in the chat room because I want sevens in the chat room. If you all heard what I heard, that Umar admitted that the bank accounts were frozen. He told you one thing right there, then turns around and says, I'm going to need y'all to give me some money for me and my mama until my account is either frozen or canceled. Which is it, Umar? Let's listen again. See, Umar thinks that, when people are liars, when people are habitual liars and manipulators, eventually they get caught, and it gets caught. We're using logic here. Thank you, Matt. $2. They locked your card. They locked your card, not your account. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
We got user 225 says he can still get money through PayPal balance. No bank account to back it. Back it is mad risky, though. It's a prime target for hacking. But this is the thing, though. Did you just hear Umar Johnson say that his account was frozen, that they had to freeze his account, and did you all hear that? Put sevens in the chat room. Narratives and dialogue. That's right, Frat. Narratives and dialogue. Did you all hear me play that? And now let me play the inconsistency of Umar Johnson's lies.
My life is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can...
Everybody, make sure y'all subscribe to the Truth Media vlog channel. I'm doing vlogging over there. I'm going to be doing some nice cinema style video on that channel. Check out the Truth Media Vlogs channel. That's my other channel. You can scroll down this page and you'll see my logo with me facing, in a different direction. That's the Truth Media Vlog channel. If any of the mods can drop that channel periodically through this stream, I would appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like I'm about to collapse here right in front of y'all on this stream. Like I'm about to fall right out and just collapse and like need to be resuscitated or something, because this man sat up here and lied, everybody. He said that, can y'all give him and his mama some money until his bank account is canceled or frozen? What do you mean canceled or frozen? First, you just said that they froze your account. Now you're saying until it is frozen. You see the lie underneath all of this, y'all? Put sevens in the chat room if y'all see the lie. I'm going to play this one more time. I'm sorry to be repetitive with this, but we caught Umar in a direct lie. And I pray that Honor, when he looks at this video, I pray that Honor's also determine the same factor that I'm determining right here. Let's go back to this.
My life is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account.
So I can get my money back, even though that's y'all's donations, right? Everybody in the chat room. I hate to belabor this, but I have to. Everybody in the chat room, do me a favor. Let me know if you heard the video that I went back to. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. The video that I went back to where Umar said that his account was frozen and that they said there was some fraudulent activity, and then he lied. And, well, he said that when he was in Africa, that he thinks that Honor and Mrs. Stacks that he interviewed, that they had something to do with interfering with his account and that they can be prosecuted. But then he just told you right there that him and his mama need money and until his account is frozen or it's canceled. First of all, when the bank, and I've been through this, everybody, I know some of y'all have been through this, let me know. When the bank determines that there's inappropriate things happening in your account, and he just told us that that's what they said to him, they automatically they automatically freeze the account so that nobody else can take money out of your account. While they determine, he told us that it would take, it would take much time for them to do the investigation. But he just lied and told you that until his account is frozen, but then told you that it was frozen. You see. Eric Wright gave me $2, says scumbag. Yeah, he's a scumbag. He's a liar. And we caught him right here on the Information Man Show. Tori Gig says $5. Thank you for that. Says, I believe his account is frozen, but against him, he's been misappropriating his mom's disability check and it caught up to him. Well.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, Alicia, for running that link in the chat room. Make sure you guys, when this video is over, you go over to the Truth Media Vlogs channel and subscribe to that channel. Over there, I'm going to be touching on news topics and different things, doing it vlog style, and I'm going to be doing some cinematic type of video. So you might see me talking about issues while you see cinematic video of me where I'm out and about and I'm giving that cinematic kind of look. So I'm learning more about vlogs, and so I've got some good stuff coming with that channel that I want to explore with you all. And we will be talking about, I'll be doing a vlog over there about Umar too eventually. Y'all gonna like that, and it's gonna be vlog style. Let me, Rashad, let me see, Toot Out, thank you. Antonio again says, in the Haitian culture, we have a name for someone like Umar. Wow. Cutter Rat, Coco Rat, or something like that, brother. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
I want to thank everybody for the super chats. Thank you very much. Do me the biggest favor and subscribe to this channel. If you're new to this channel, the channel's got 19,600. Now today I hit the 19,600 mark. That means the channel is growing. Got to continue to keep putting out content, and don't sleep on the video that I'm going to do about Malcolm Jamal Warner. You cannot miss that one because he said some things that we need to all heed to. This is a podcast that he did, one of the last pieces of content out there on him. But I think a lot of people slept on this particular subject that he brought up. So make sure y'all check out that on this channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Truth Media Vlogs channel. If you have a hard time finding it, all you got to do is scroll down on this page of this channel and you will see the logo right next to the Prime Sports Media channel, where I cover what's happening at Colorado and with Coach Prime and the whole 9 yards there, everybody. Thank you.
Tell the truth.
Now, we need to get back to Umar. Umar is lying, everybody. We just caught him. Let's continue.
Please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist, or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
Yes, you have. You see, this is the thing, everybody. Umar Johnson is telling you that he's never asked for $1. He's a lie. Because let's keep it real. We know, we can make an educated guess that a lot of that money that he has collected in donations, that he has appropriated some of that money for himself. Come on now. We know, Umar, that you've been living off of some of that money, and that's why you haven't really put 100% into opening up a school and really hiring a faculty and really putting drywall in those buildings and setting that facility up like it's a real school. We know that you haven't done what it takes to make it come real, that you're not hiring real contractors like this brother right here, that you're not in a real office like this brother right here, that we know that you just spend time in rent-a-cars and hotels, motels, and Holiday Inns, and that you're not committed to a real black woman, but you are committed to the stripper types and any kind of booty call that you can get, even though you tell us stay away from the snow bunnies, right? And we know as a result of this, you're losing your audience. Your audience is not the same as it was before, Umar. And we know that black women, as I said before, black women are your biggest audience, that you're actually the one that you're talking to right now. When you say, give me help, you know that it's going to be black women that you use and you manipulate to give you money, right? Talking about, I need it for my mama now. And I'm going to say this again, black men, a lot of black men, just like when it comes to preachers in the church, we are hip to the game and have gotten hip to the game. And it's a damn, you know, what can I say? It's been a damn ear scratchers. Let's get back to it.
I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for boys. I don't have any sons.
Right, because the money that you've been getting is money that you've been mooching off of. And now you want to talk about this whole thing about boys that you ain't. My God, man.
I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project.
You have 2 daughters that you don't do anything for.
Mission and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account.
Now, here's the lot. See it again? He told you before to give him money because him and his mother are going to be struggling while he's waiting for the accounts to be frozen or canceled. Now he turns around in this video, same video, and says that his account was frozen. You see how he's not a consistent
To FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill.
So now you see what I'm saying? Internet? What internet? How many people in the chat room, tell me right now, did you know that Umar's got internet at those abandoned buildings? Internet? Don't you know if Umar had internet up there, he would have put it on camera. He would have made sure that we saw a cable man going up there, installing the cable. He would have told us, everybody, we got cable. Umar brags about everything. Why wouldn't he brag or show video of cable being installed? And this is the thing about it that's dumb. Why is it necessary? Now, of course, you need the cable in a school because you got computers. But because anybody in the chat room tell me, when has Umar talked about cable? And now he's saying he needs money for this is the thing. First, he said that he needs money for him and his mama to survive. Then he leans on the FDMG about cable and email or cable and electricity. Man, can y'all fix? Yeah, Miss Independent. He's claiming he's got cable when he's got no walls, internet with no walls or ceilings. This is the first time I heard him say something about cable. That's my point. That's my whole point, y'all. When the hell have we heard Umar talking about cable now? You see how he's moving the goalposts here to kind of to distract more money from black folks. It's over, man. Yeah, it's over. Cookie Monster Negro, you've been behind on bills. Internet, where's the ceiling? Missing in the school. Woo! Man, what's going on, R.A.? Jeremy, hey, what's going on, Jeremy? What's going on, Nolan? This is the first time I heard him say something about cable. Right. No electricity, no desk, no computer. Right. So he's got no desk up there. He's got no computer, no desk, no office that he works out of. What would Umar need internet for when he's got nothing going on up there? We don't even see him with a damn computer sitting at a desk talking about everybody, I'm working on the budget. Let's get back to it. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. This is madness.
We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG. The bank is not giving me a timeline as to when the situation is going to be resolved.
Everybody, Umar Johnson said that we're going to lax on the bills that he has at FDMG. Can anybody tell me, when you say bills, you mean obviously electric bill, plumbing bill, right? When you have a house, when you rent an apartment, you pay for electricity, you pay for utilities. Other than electricity, what other bills would Umar be talking about? We're talking about we're talking about bills, not the expenses he needs to do something with these abandoned buildings, but we're talking about the bills that are sent to him in his name or in the, what is Umar talking about?
If I don't have Cash App, nor does FDMG have Cash App. I do not have a Cash App. I only have Apple Pay and PayPal. If you can spare a few dollars, send it to my Apple Pay, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or my PayPal, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Although Leo season is off to a rocky start.
Now he's talking about this Leo season crap. We got user 225 saying that no electricity in his school, but he's got a second cam. Thank you, Alicia, for make sure y'all subscribe to that Truth Media Vlogs channel that I have. Great. We're gonna be doing some cinematic stuff over there. I've got a lot of things planned, more things planned for that channel. But we on task here on this situation. This is blowing me away. I'm really blown away by Umar is literally lying. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll use the proper language here. Umar is alleging that his accounts were breached. I don't believe it. I'm going to look at make sure you vote. I put a vote in, I put a thing in there for a vote, whether you believe him, yes or no, or is it cap? Make sure you vote because I'm going to look at what the votes say, look at what you're saying right now. This whole situation, y'all, I have to be honest, is crazy. It's crazy like a fox.
Although Leo season is off to a rocky start, brothers and sisters, we will overcome. Shout out to all my donors. Newark, New Jersey, I'ma see you. Nat Turner, I'ma see you. Mobile, Alabama, I'ma see you. New Orleans, Louisiana, Hurricane Katrina, I'ma see you. Kenya, January, I'ma see you. FDMG is coming. We just got to lay down on floors, brothers and sisters. Lay down on floors.
Stop it right there. Do you see what Umar Johnson is doing, everybody? He's telling another lie. On the one hand, he says he needs money to keep bills, to pay the bills for FDMG, to keep internet running, to keep electricity on. And then he says that FDMG is coming, that all he has to do is lay the floors in the buildings, and the school, voila, is going to be open. This man has had these abandoned buildings for 5 years, going on close to 6 years now, going towards 6 years, where he kept dangling the carrot in front of everybody about how he was going to get HVAC, and we saw how that turned out. And now, after all this time, he's just now talking about floors. Where is the faculty? Where is the security staff? Where is the culinary arts staff or the cafeteria staff? Where is the school nurse? That's going to cost money. Where is the faculty? Where is and these schools, and he said it himself, that the school is not going to be accredited. Nobody wants to send their kids to schools that are unaccredited. Now he sets up here after telling you he ain't got no money. He needs you to give him money for his mom and him because his accounts are frozen. Then he said he's waiting for them to be frozen because he's been lying. And now he turns around and says to you, FDMG is opening up because all he got to do is put floors down. How could FDMG be opening up anytime soon when now you saying that you can't keep the damn lights on unless people send you some money? Because somehow you can't get access to FDMG money because your goofy, but probably, this is just my speculation, and I'm alleging this. To me, in my opinion, I think that this man commingled the money, y'all. And if his account did get hacked, he can't get into the FDMG money because it ain't, I believe it ain't two accounts. I believe it's his main personal account, and he had the money commingled in there with that, if it did get breached. But I don't believe him because he keeps changing his story. And you've heard it.
and we applying for a certificate of occupancy. I don't have any money in my pocket because my account is frozen. If you could send a few dollars to Dr. Umar for Apple Pay or PayPal, I would greatly appreciate it. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
See, once again, he's on this snow bunny shit again, right? Yet everybody in his chat room, remember, he was running around with a stripper with blonde hair. Told you he don't want women with blonde hair. Right? All that is a distraction, everybody. Umar is a complete distraction.
Enjoy your weekend. Leo season forever. Peace and Pan-Africanism.
And there it is, everybody. That's Umar Johnson and his BS. I don't believe Umar Johnson because there were too many holes in his story, too many times where he was inconsistent. Some things don't make sense about it. Who knows what's really going on? But I do know that he could use this situation to fuse himself with money by playing on people's heart and strings. And I'm going to say this again. The main people that he's counting on, once again, because this Negro he's not a responsible ninja, is that he's really leaning on black women. He's leaning on you to feel sympathetic. That's why he brought up the issue about his mama, because he knows that women are going to feel some kind of way about his mother going without resources because they know that she has a disability. He told you she has muscular sclerosis. So now he's counting on women to be sympathetic towards the mama so he can grift money. This is what's going on, y'all. This is just my opinion, my thoughts about it. What do you all say? Remember, Umar Johnson promised at one point in time in 2010 to begin laying the groundwork for the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Pan-African School for Black boys, right? Specifically for black boys. That's what he promised. And that promise has not been lived up to. Specializing in learning disabilities and disruptive behavior. Yet Umar has been a disruptive behavior on these YouTube streets and in the streets out there. Hasn't he? Put sevens in the chat room. Hasn't Umar been a destructive force out there? The way he talks about women and the way he goes in on women that he was messing around with when they called him out on his effery. This will be a private school, and yes, you will pay in order for your son to attend. The grand opening will be 9/1/2013. This is chess, not checkers. This is crazy. And yet, Umar, to this day, it's 2025. Before you know it, would be in 2026, and he continues to move the goalposts. This is crazy, y'all. Let's continue with another video. Umar is a despicable individual, y'all. He doesn't even take care of his own child. I really want to get into this right here. He'd rather spend more time carousing around the country, squeezing up on women, than deal with the truth behind his own daughter. Right? Really a despicable man. This is not a man, in my estimate. Let's get into this right now. I want y'all to listen to this nonsense right here. Check this out.
You don't talk about nobody's mother, so I got 2 lawsuits that I got to pay for. I got 2 lawsuits I'm about to pay for. Let me go to Baby Smurf for a minute. I love my child. Let me say that. I love my child. Let me say that. I love my child. Let me say that. I pray to God she's safe. I pray to God she's healthy.
This is a man who went to Africa. Okay? He knew that his daughter was in critical situation mentally, that she was had a mental breakdown, has mental health problems, which is why she's behaving in the way she's been behaving because she's crying out for help. She's crying out for her father to help her. Umar Johnson knew this, and he still put his black, you know what, ass on a plane to fly his big buffalo behind to Africa or Switzerland or wherever damn European country he didn't flew to. If you're really a father who cares about your daughter as you say you do, that's the last thing you do is get on a plane and fly to another country and not go directly to that mental health facility to console your daughter and be there by her damn side. What do you all think? Let's hear some more of this BS by Umar.
Baby Smurf has my number. She is not blocked. She can text me anytime. She can call me anytime. She has a mother with a house. I have a cousin of mine who invited her to come and stay with her.
Right here, everybody. Umar is telling us his daughter has his number and can call him anytime. Then he says that he has a family member that she could go and stay with them. Why can't she stay with you, Umar? Because, Umar, you don't have a real house or a apartment. You're living off your mother and living out of the abandoned buildings. What man has a daughter and his daughter is going through something and he's leaning on other people to take his daughter in and take care of her, and he doesn't rush to her assistance and take her in because Umar doesn't have a real place to take his daughter in? And Umar doesn't have a real relationship with her. Why does the daughter have to call you, Umar? If you were a real psychologist, then that means what? That you should know how the mind works. That you should know that when young people are 21 years old, 22 years old, I don't know if she's over 25 years of age, their brain is not fully developed. Umar, if you are a real psychologist, a real school psychologist, a real man that's supposed to work with black boys, you can't even work with your own child who's in crisis. So what make you think that he can work with black boys in a school? What make us think that he can work with black boys when he can't even work with his own daughter who's in crisis? Umar Johnson is fraudulent. Everything about him is fraudulent. The daughter, at this time when Umar said these things, his daughter was going through crisis. And he in Africa, talking about she could call him. How in the hell is she going to call you if she's in a mental crisis? And her behavior is because she's crying out for help. And Umar, the best Umar can do is say that family members were trying to get her to stay with them. Umar, you're the father. Why can't she stay with you? Let's continue.
Baby Smurf don't want a place to stay. Baby Smurf has places to stay. And I pray my daughter is well. I pray she's well.
Your daughter has places to stay, but he's never, you notice Umar has never said, my daughter can stay with me. I will take my child in. I have a place for her to stay. Why is he putting the responsibility of his daughter having a place to stay, because there was rumors that she was homeless? Why is he putting the responsibility on other people in the family other than himself when he's the damn father? Please, somebody tell me if that makes sense. Does that make sense in the chat room? Does anybody? Malik Muhammad says age does not matter with a father seed. So folks, please stop saying she's grown. He owes her nothing. Right. It doesn't matter how old she is. She's still his child. She still needs guidance. And she's still a very young lady. But Umar, am I right or wrong? Put sevens in the chat room. Is Umar Makeup? How you doing, Makeup? Hi, everyone. Am I right or wrong to say that Umar should be the one that should take her in? He's putting it on everybody else but himself. Once again, not responsible as a man, always putting something on other people, never wants to account for himself in the relationship with his own child. Crazy. This is nasty work, y'all. Nasty work.
But I need y'all to understand something. If she want her father's help, she can have her father's help. If she want her mother's help, I think she can have her mother's help. I've had relatives reach out to her. She don't want to be helped. She loves the attention that she gets on the struggle streams.
Umar, let me tell everybody.
She's called me out my name. She's disrespected me, but she's still my child.
Right, she is. This is the thing. Everybody thinks, I work in mental health as a therapist. Everybody thinks that because she's on social media and people have been following her, that all she really wants is attention, and she's writing off of his name. What Umar Johnson fails to understand, which is why he's not a good psychologist, he's fraudulent, is that sometimes young people will use other things that you think that that's what they really want to be happy when they're not happy. So even if his daughter is doing these things to get attention, to get more people following her, it's obvious that she's not happy with herself, because if she was, she would not be in crisis where she was thinking about deleting herself. So that tells me that those behaviors that she's doing is that she's trying to find fulfillment. She's trying to find herself. The truth of the matter is she really wants a relationship with Umar. That's where Umar is failing to pick up the messages that she's sending out. You see, it ain't really the social media attention that she's really thriving for. She is all the social media attention that she's getting in her behavior on social media. That's just temporary relief for her. Temporary medicine, a temporary relief, just like when people use drugs for relief, but they never really get over their problems. So social media is a temporary relief because she gets a temporary attention from people following her, people saying her name, people listening to what she's saying, and she's getting attention from getting on social media and dancing or twerking, whatever thing that she's doing that you find ratchet. She's really doing it as a form of screaming out, crying out for help. She really needs you to be there for her, Umar. She don't need you talking about family members that offer her a place to stay. She needs you, man. And she don't need you saying that, well, I'll be in her life, but only under these conditions. What father talks like that? And this man's supposed to open up a school? Shit.
She's not honest about a lot of things. She knows why I wasn't there. She know her mother kept me out of her life, so she's very dishonest. She told somebody on an interview this morning or yesterday that I wasn't there when she was born. Complete lie. I'm the first person to hold her after the white doctor. Complete lie. I'm the first person to hold her after the white doctor. I had her more than her mother had her first 5 years of her life. But if she wants to lie, she can keep on lying. I understand her loyalty is to her mother, and because her loyalty is to her mother, she's going to keep on lying. But that's not the point.
Umar Johnson has just made a claim that he's been in the life of his daughter and had his daughter when she was born for the first 5 years of her life more than the mother. That sounds like cap to me. And then the question that he's dancing around is that why he's saying that he's not in her life because the mother has kept her out of the life. If your daughter has come out and say that she's trying to get in contact with you because she had a sibling that you never told her about, if your daughter said, hey, she wants to meet you, but then y'all was supposed to meet for like a lunch or brunch and you didn't show up and disappointed her. Umar, you've got the problem. It's not your daughter. Your daughter has problems, but you as a man are the bigger problem because you first of all, what man, look, young people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to get on social media. They're going to talk. But you as a psychologist, why are you putting your daughter and your business out there on the streets of social media? Why don't you turn off your social media and go talk to your daughter and deal with her offline? He's saying that she's spending too much time online, but he spends half of his damn time online.
I just want all y'all to know that if my daughter ever reaches out to me, I'm here for her. So what you see her doing is all intentional. It's strategic. She's very intelligent. She knows exactly what she's doing. And I think she knows. And I pray my baby is safe. But I think she knows that if she gets help, she can't act crazy on the internet no more. Because guess what? My help is going to come with conditions. You're going to get your ass somewhere and sit down. Read a book. Get off the damn internet for a minute.
No, Umar, you spend most of your time every day on the internet. So you're a hypocrite to tell your daughter to get off the internet when you are addicted to the internet yourself. You use the internet to grift money and resources from black women. So you are a hypocrite, man. Maybe your daughter is using social media because it's the only attention she's getting because she's not getting attention from you. You're saying that it's going to come with conditions. What kind of father talks like that? What kind of man who has a child gets on social media and tells his business like that to other people, unless that's a man who wants to make himself out to be the victim, even when his daughter has called him out and said, I'm looking to talk to my father. I'm looking. Or no, she says she's looking to meet her sister that he never told her about. The problem with Umar is that he's just upset because people are exposing him. His daughter has exposed him. The woman that he was messing around with has exposed him. Black women are exposing him. That's why he's mad, because it's hurting his image. It's hurting his bottom line, which is to collect money from black people. What do you all think?
Let's get you enrolled in some classes at the Community College of Philadelphia. Let's get you enrolled in some classes at the Community College of Philadelphia. Let's get you enrolled in some classes at the Community College of Philadelphia. Let's get you at the Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology. You want to do some plumbing, some architects, some auto.
Shut up, Umar. You're right. My man, you got that Japanese name, brother. You say the filmmaker exposed him bad too. Yes, the filmmaker, the sister, I wish I could say her name. The filmmaker exposed him badly. The daughter, the woman that he had taking care of his mother, who was not a medical professional, a nurse, a LVN or a CNA. The woman had no certificate to take care. He got someone to take care of his mother that he knew he didn't have to pay a lot of money to because he's cheap. He's a cheapskate. He got someone that was uncertified, and then he ended up messing around with this woman. And because she explored and put out his dirty laundry as to how he really gets down and how he keeps that place that he's leaning on his mother, living off of her, because she exposed him, now he gets on the internet talking about this woman's private parts. That's not what a man does at all. This is crazy, y'all. And then I think the nephew exposed him as well.
Let's find you a summer job. Can we start with a summer job? I will help my daughter, but it's going to come with conditions. But what you're not going to do is keep on disrespecting me repeatedly over and over. We're not doing that. Good to see you, young king. Good to see you, man. All right, brother. That's going to have to stop.
Woo. Let me play another one. This is the one we're getting ready to be, we're getting close to conclusion of this podcast tonight. Let's get to one more clip as it relates to the things that he said about the black woman, Miss Stacks. I believe her name is Miss Stacks, who was interviewed. Am I saying her last name correct, everybody? Thank you. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Truth Media Vlogs channel. Truth Media Vlogs channel. Alicia has got the link running through the chat room. Thank you, Alicia. One of my best mods in there. And if you don't hit the link, you can always stroll down on this page and subscribe to the channel. You'll see the logo and the name of the channel when this stream is over, everybody. And it's going to be over very soon, but bear with me. Let's play just a little bit of how he was talking ratchet about that woman, about the woman, Miss Stacks. Am I saying her name correct? Put in the chat room if I'm saying the last name correct. Stacks, I think is her name, Miss Stacks. Am I saying that name right? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. The young lady who came to honor, he interviewed her. She expressed how Umar is living in his mother's house, how he's doing things that are nasty, things that are getting old and dirty in the house, the way he does not prioritize, allegedly, his mother's care properly, and the way he was too busy trying to smash her. Woo! Let's go right now.
The mere fact that she purported to discuss your mother's personal sensitive information makes her guilty of HIPAA. And if we can prove that she in fact violated HIPAA law by discussing my mother's business, she can be fined and she can also be jailed and she can also be prevented permanently from ever working in the human services field again. An attorney told me that, so I have to pay him, okay, the retainer fee, and he's going to pick it up from here. So she could go to jail for what she did against my mother, discussing her personal business. I thought parents were off limits. I thought parents were off limits. I thought parents were off limits. But I guess when you're that trifling, when you're that low down, when you're that deceptive and manipulative, nothing is off limits.
Everybody, I was right. Her last name is Stacks. I just want to make sure I've been saying it correct. Let's continue to hear some more Umar. This clip right here I'm playing will be the clip that will get to our conclusion for tonight's show.
So anyway, brothers and sisters, she said, I can care for your mother. She won my confidence. I said, let's do it. So she cared for my mother twice. The weekend I was in Eastern Michigan University, that was 3 nights. And she cared for my mother for the week that I was in Stockholm, Sweden. I believe that was 5 or 6 nights, okay? Eastern Michigan University, Stockholm, Sweden. I paid her both times. She never spent time with me in my mother's house because I don't spend time with women in my mother's house. Business is business, personal is personal. I got her a hotel. I Ubered her over to the home. When she got to the home, I went over instructions with her. I went to the airport. When I got back from both trips, I Ubered her to a hotel, and then she flew out. I paid for her flight. I paid for her hotel. Business was business. Personal was personal.
See, Umar Johnson is admitting that he was having relations with Miss Stacks. He's trying to play the game like, oh, I had her in a hotel, business was business and personal was personal. So he's basically trying to make this notion that, hey, I was only having sex with her at the hotel, not in my mama's house. The bottom line is, why did you get involved, man, with someone that was really supposed to there to help your mama? Why get involved with someone? And then because she exposed you, you got on air talking about how it was stinky, you know what. Well, if the woman's private areas were smelly like that, then why would you even indulge in anyway, Umar? See, he's such a, oh God, man, y'all.
So, after returning from Sweden, I was very disappointed in the care that my mother was given. After returning from Sweden, I was very disappointed in the care that my mother was given.
All right, y'all. Umar Johnson is a knucklehead. I mean, to the highest level, y'all. I mean, he's just not a very responsible man at all. At all. He's a user. He's a manipulator. And remember, his daddy put him in an academy, right? He was put in an academy. Let's put that up here, right here. Remember, his daddy put him in this. This is Umar Johnson. After his father put him in some sort of military school. The last time I checked, I thought they teach you discipline, respect, and honor when you're either in the military or you go to a military school. Umar Johnson hasn't displayed any of those things, not with himself, not even with his own daughter, who you see up here when she was a baby. Umar is only concerned about himself. He's a narcissist. I think he's a psychopath. Personally, I shouldn't probably say that, but it's just my opinion, because his behavior says such. But then there's people, I'm also under this belief that he may have sort of what we call a personality disorder, which I think fits him to a T. But I don't know. You guys be the guests of all of that. What do you all think? Here he is right here. This is what he cares about. He cares more about how many women he can have sex with, how many women he can conquer, how many women are worshiping him rather than prioritizing his daughter. And he's being an example for his daughter so that she doesn't have dysfunctional relationships. They've already done studies on this that show that when girls have stable relationships with their father, they tend to do better in relationships. They tend to not get on drugs. They tend not to engage in destructive behaviors. Well, I'm not putting her down, but Umar Johnson's daughter, what is she doing? She's got mental health issues. She's thought about, she was committed because she wanted to delete herself. She's using social media to get attention. And why is this all happening? Because this can go right back to what I just said. When a female, when a daughter, when a child, when a male child as well, when young boys don't have a father in their life to guide them properly, it can lead to bad things with them too. But when daughters don't have a father who exemplifies what manhood is, that shows them what type of man that they should go for, and when daughters don't have a proper father in their life, as they grow up, it can lead to drug use. It can lead to them prostituting themselves. It can lead to mental health problems and anxieties. It can lead to having problems in relationships and what have you. Now, I know his daughter came out and said that she was gay, and I think Umar has problems with that. He has spoken negatively about people that are gay. To each his own. Even if I don't agree with the lifestyle myself personally, none of that should matter, because Umar should do what he can to be in the life of his child. Why? Umar, check this out. Umar sets up here, everybody, and tells you how he has the expertise to help black boys. That he has the expertise to help black boys as he collects money. Why don't he use that expertise that he claims he has for black boys on dealing with his daughter's emotional issues? If Umar was a real psychologist, a real professional, he wouldn't be saying any of these things about his daughter. He would be getting to his daughter and trying to provide professional treatment to his daughter as a father. Do y'all agree with me or disagree with me? Please, before you get out of here today, please hit the likes. Hit the likes, share the video, subscribe to the channel. If you like what I'm doing over here, how I go about doing my live streams, please subscribe to the channel. I thank you all out there. Information Man Show, tell the truth. Thank you for being here today and making this channel do what it's doing today, because everybody, we definitely, and I definitely appreciate what you've all done to the channel today. We had a large crowd over here, very supportive. I'm sure Honor is going to do a video about this. Hopefully he'll go live on maybe a Saturday, Sunday. I'm sure Black Anonymous has sent this to him as well, and that he will go in on it the way I have and break it down just the way I have. Everybody remember, Umar Johnson, we caught him in a lie about the bank account situation. That's why I don't really believe what Umar Johnson is talking about. And that's why I call cap on Umar Johnson in this whole situation. At least that's my opinion about it. I could be wrong, but look at how he's really racing for the money, y'all. Really, really is. It's a shame what Umar is doing, as he manipulates and gets more money out of black people. D-Dub, thank you, brother, for the $2 super chase, and thank you for the encore. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Jay gave me $2, and Jay says Umar is absolutely a fraud. Tired of this fake. Right? Yeah, I'm tired of it too. He's fraud. Fraud. I'm going to say this again before I end the video. Umar, to everybody listening, please listen. Umar said originally, again, that the bank that he contacted the bank. They said that they didn't have any information on him as having an account at his bank. Yet he says he's been banking there since he was a kid. Then he said that they told him that 2 of his accounts were being interfered with, that someone was trying to get money out of his accounts, one being his personal, one being the FDMG account. Interesting. Then he said that they froze his account, that his account has been frozen. But then in the videos, as we go further, Umar Johnson says, as a result of not having any money on him, not having access to digital money, that he's going to need people to help him and his mama with finances so that he can take care of himself and his mama. That right there tells you he can't do anything for his daughter. He can't even do anything for his mama, because he didn't have enough sense to put a little bit of cash away for emergencies. What a man, okay? So he tells you that he has no access, and he tells everybody as he begs for money for him and his mama, he tells you that he's still waiting for the bank to cancel his account and freeze his account, right after telling you that the bank had already froze his account. That's one of many lies in this video, everybody. Now, let me also do this before I get out of here. I want to also give credit to the person who had this video originally that Black Anonymous had sent to me. Okay? So what I want to do is give me just 1 minute. I want to shout out, I think it's Donna's Works or something like that channel. Just want to give him give a shout out, give credit where credit is at. It's Donna's World. I think it's DANI''S World. I think she does stuff on Umar over there on her channel. She originally uploaded this video, I think herself, whoever runs that channel, male or female. Just want to give her the person over there props. Black Anonymous found that video, sent me the clip of it, sent, I think, Honor. And then I said, hell, I got to go live with this today. I wasn't planning to do a live stream today till I got this explosive information. I hope you guys got something out of this stream. Share the video on all your social media. Share it with people who are like-minded. Share it with the Cookie Crush chat. Share it with the Cookie Crush chat. Share it with them. everybody that you know that's on to this Umar crap, and share it with people who need to be awakened. Okay, everybody? As I said before, this is why Umar's crowd is starting to dwindle down. People are waking up about Umar. Okay? Let me do this real quick. Just as a reminder, everybody, I have a podcast on Spreaker. You can listen to the Information Man Show or the Information Man Speaks podcast. Information Man Speaks podcast on Spotify, on Spreaker. And then let me put this up here as well because I want y'all to subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification, subscribe to the channel, make it do what it make it do. And by the way, I am going to be putting new content. So when you go over those, when you look me up, when you look up Information Man Speaks podcast, the audio podcast, the audio, all podcasting platforms, audio style, keep in mind that I am going to be putting new material over there. I have old material over there right now, but new materials coming very, 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 very soon. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe. Again, make sure you subscribe to the Truth Media Vlog channel, Truth Media Vlog channel. You can scroll down the page of this video and subscribe to that channel. And if you want to subscribe to the Prime Sports Media channel where I'm covering Deion Sanders and the whole thing that's happening in Colorado, you can do that too as well. Once again, everybody, this is about telling what? The truth. The truth, everybody.
Tell the truth.
This is what this is all about. Thank you very much. We're going to get ready to get on out of here. I appreciate you all out there for making this channel do what it do. We know that Honor is going to break this down on his channel as well. So I think you're going to get great perspective from Honors, he's pretty much the expert on this guy. But I had to go live and put my 2 cents in this whole thing. And I hope you appreciated how I broke it down, how we were able to find the flaws in the video, the lies and the misconceptions of Umar Johnson, Shoemaker. Take care, everybody. Peace. Peace. Woo. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody out there. Thank you. Let me give some shout outs right here. I want to say whoop-de-doo. Thank you for being here. I call Cap on it too. Miss Independent, thank you for being here. The Humble One, thank you for being here. Shadow King, thank you for being here. Clout Chaser Olympics, thank you for being here. Angie D, thank you for being here. Alicia, doing great work as a mod. Antonio, thank you for being here. Miss Independent, thank you for being here. Jones, thank you for being here. Everybody that's been supporting the channel, thank you very much. Remember, everybody, you can also see my channel on Roku TV by way of the BS3 network that I'm a part of. Thanks again. Thank you again for being here. Makeup, Mama, thank you for being here. William, thank you for being here. You said I called it. I knew he was going to say that when that lady came out about him. Yeah, that's what, because he's a coward, everybody. He's a coward.
The Information Man Show.